Woven into the fabric of this matrix is a DNA that you can rewrite, and it's right here in consciousness. By a change of consciousness will be a change of man. By the end of this video, you will learn how to apply some mindset principles that have taken me from $0 to $100,000 per month. As you guys know, we just ran a challenge recently where I challenged my followers to get out there and quantum leap their life to the next level. And one of the things I want to go ahead and show you guys is this pattern. It's not about information. Some of you guys have too much information. You need to learn how to implement better. So get out a piece of paper and a notebook. I'm going to teach you how to implement this information because I give all this information completely for free. Anything about information for free. Right here on my channel, go watch my masterclasses. What I charge for is teaching you how to implement it into your business so that you can quantum leap to the next life. So get out notebooks. I'll see you in the challenge. Learn how to use this mind. Scale your business to the 7-figure level. Everybody hold up your gold cards. Let me get a picture for Instagram really quick. Hold up. Yes, sir. Everybody hold them gold cards up. Hold them gold cards up. Yes, sir. We got a video. Let's go. Gold cards, gold cards. Yes, sir. Changing lives. One person at a time. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Quantum Leap season is among us. Love it.
I had to get mine too. All right. Boom. Amazing. All right. And I like a lot more of you guys have your cameras on, except screen 2 to 5 over here. Come on, guys. Andrew's in outer space. He quantum leaped to the next dimension over here. Okay. So is Lou. Rocco's quantum leaping to New York. Who's coming to Dubai? Who's going to be our neighbors? Okay, okay. All right, guys. So everything was posted in the school community. Okay. And an email was sent out. So you should have all the information. So what we did was we sent the recap and resources, the detachment meditation, the masterclass series on YouTube, the scripting exercise link, showed you how to define your C-type goal. And then, of course, sent you the link to the goal card. And then lastly, the day 1 recording was submitted, okay? So you guys have all that information. Okay. With that being said, homework is up. Day 2 is commencing. Mr. Law of Attraction, how you feeling today?
Blessed and highly favored. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, sir. Y'all ready for day 2 or what? Let's go ahead and let's make it happen. Super excited, blessed and highly favored to be here today. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're here for the first day. This is your first day. Hold on. Now I got to change the number. Because y'all didn't let me finish. Drop a 7 in the chat if this is your first day. Like this is your first day. Drop a 7 if it's your first day. Okay, we got a couple first days here, couple first days. All right, so we're going to get straight into teaching because you can watch the recordings. We talked about my story. We talked about me working with Bob Proctor, starting from scratch, all the credibility stuff. That was yesterday. That's why it was a little bit longer. Today, we're getting straight into it. We have a lot to cover. So today, character upgrades. That is today's lesson. All right, character upgrades. As you know, yesterday was welcome to Vice City. Everybody dropped into Los Santos. Or should we say welcome to San Andres, but whatever. Do we have to match it all up? Welcome to San Andres. You guys were level 1 characters. You landed in with a baseball bat and a bike, and you were level 1 characters. Now we got to upgrade that character. We have to get him to the next level so that we can get better missions, get better bank accounts, and we can upgrade our character. So that's what we're going to be doing on today's call. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, as you guys know, we live on 3 simultaneous planes of existence: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. And that's what I broke my program into, called Quantum Leap. So this challenge is literally made for you guys to quantum leap into your dream life, and it's broken down into your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, okay? One thing, as you guys know, I started with Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, what he's really good at is the thought section, getting the psychology down into place. So you're going to see a lot of influence from Bob Proctor in the thought section, because obviously I studied with him for 2.5 years. But then Neville Goddard. Who has heard of Neville Goddard? Drop a me in the chat if you're familiar with power of awareness, law of assumption, Neville Goddard's work. Yes, that's the feeling states. That was some things that I was missing. Also, a little bit of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've studied with all these fine gentlemen throughout my years in this industry. And so I'm going to be sharing that a little bit later with you guys. That's going to be tomorrow's lesson. So without further ado, let's get into today's character upgrades. Part 1 is the paradigm shift. All right. Let me get this out the way. All right, the paradigm shifts. Who's heard of a paradigm? Who has heard of the word paradigm? Okay, Zoom is giving me this thing. I can't even move this. All right, let me move this out the way.
Uh,
Who's heard of a
un
paradigm? Okay, Ollie, you're in
unshare,
charge of letting people in, okay?
unshare your screen, reshare it. Sometimes it just glitches.
Yeah. All right. Who's heard of a paradigm? Let me see in the chat here. Who's heard of a paradigm so I know how deep to get into this? Okay, let's talk about a paradigm. This is what we're going to have to shift. Last lesson yesterday, we went really, really deep on understanding how to quantum leap knowing that there's multiple frequencies that we can tap into, knowing that there's a version of you that's already earning that income. Okay, let's actually see some of those income goals here, right? Or some of those C-type goals. Type them in the chat right now. If it's an income goal, just put the number. If it's 30, 100, or if it's a different kind of goal, just house, whatever it is, put those C-type goals in the chat. Let's kind of see what we kind of have rolling here. What did you guys come back with? 250 a month, 200K months, 100K, 100K, 34, 34. Nice. 100K months, 50K months, 10M a year, 1M a year, 80K months. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So we have some big C-type goals. Big. How many of this goal scares you? This goal scares the shit out of you. You're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea how I'm gonna get that. Great. So you guys are in the right place. Okay. So we formulated that goal. Now we have to take that goal of ours and we have to plant it into our subconscious mind so we can actually attract it back to us with the law of attraction. So let's go ahead and let's run this. If your income today is much the same as it was 2 years ago, then it will be the same 2 years from now if the paradigm doesn't shift. So you have a choice. Make a shift. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this beautiful picture right here that completely changed my life. Twice this picture changed my life. First time I saw it, I ended up working with Bob Proctor. Second time I saw it, I was making $100,000 per month. It was this stick figure that changed everything for us. And it was introduced by Thurman Fleet in 1934 when he saw that most people were not having issues because they were taking on more information, that we had to actually fix the person at a holistic level. So this picture has been passed down to me by the late great Bob Proctor, and it's now passed on to you. So let's explain this because you may have seen it, but I guarantee you haven't seen it more than me. I guarantee you have not seen it more than me. We studied this every single day for years and years and years, and we would continue to study. Bob was still here. He would still be sharing the same thing. So let's talk about it. This right here, we have two parts of our mind. We're going to keep this very simple. Let this big circle, let it represent your mind. Let the small circle, let it represent your body. We're going to break up this mind into two parts. And the reason we're going to do this is because a lot of you know what to do in your business. A lot of you know exactly what you need to do. You didn't do it today. You know what time you need to wake up. You know you had to hit the gym. You know you had to hit macros. You know you had to make that phone call. You know you had to make that post. You know you had to do certain things, but you still didn't do it. So what is that? Why is it that you know exactly how to run your business? You've probably been doing it more than 3 months, more than 6 months, some of you more than 3 years. You know how to run your business, but why are you still in a similar position, give or take 10, 20%? Because it's not the knowledge, it's not gathering more information that's going to allow you to go to the next level, which is why we've been so misdirected in our life. It's what's going on in that subconscious mind of ours that's going to be changing everything. So let the top part, let it represent our mind. Let the bottom part, let it represent our body. All right, so let's continue here. So let's talk about the mind here. The mind here, I like it because just because we say that the conscious mind only controls 5% of our results, write that down. The conscious mind controls 5% of your results. So by the way, everything you're learning, as contradictory as this sounds, everything you're learning with me over the next coming days is going into your conscious mind. You will only remember 5% of what I'm saying and act upon 5%. As much information. If you're coming to this challenge just taking notes like you're going to school and that's all you're going to do, you're wasting your time. Because that's not the part that's going to take your life to the next level. Because in the conscious mind, that's where your thoughts are. That's your thinking mind. That's your intellectual mind. In the conscious mind, you have the ability to accept and reject certain ideas. You can originate new ideas from the conscious mind. That's where your imagination sits. Within your conscious mind, you have two types of faculties. Write this down. You have spiritual faculties and you have physical faculties. Let's talk about the physical faculties. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch. You guys all been using this your whole life, but guess what? These things will be used against you to keep you in poverty. The same things that keep you alive and allow you to live a day-to-day life will also keep you in poverty and keep you down because you see the bank account. You see where you're at in your current life. And based on what you see, you let it dictate your imagination, which puts you into poverty. So that's your physical faculties. Let's talk about the spiritual faculties. It's these spiritual faculties that separate us from all other living creatures. When we were created in God's image, God being the creator means that we were here to create. And what separates us is not see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Your little doggy can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So can a bird. But what separates you is the spiritual faculties, which are as represented as imagination, intuition, reason, will, memory, and perception. It's these faculties right here that I was able to use at such a naive young age of 25 years old when I met Bob Proctor, or 24 rather. Or how old was I? I was 23, turning 24. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm 28 now. Time just flies. It was at this point here that Ollie, yeah, it's not recording, but I'm recording directly on Zoom, so it's we're good to go. That's Fathom's acting weird. Maybe it's because there's more people. But anyways, it was these intellectual faculties that I stumbled across that allowed me to scale my business to 100 grand a month when I didn't even know what I was doing. When we get to day 4 on Saturday, I'm going to teach you some meditations that I did. It was these meditations that allowed me to hit 100K months in 7 days. Okay, I stumbled across it after learning this part of our program. Lesson 4, Bob Proctor's program, which I offer to my clients, that is where I started making 100K months. By lesson 4, that's where we learn this stuff here in more depth. Okay, so these spiritual faculties, imagination. Let's talk about it really quickly. It's your ability to use your mind to create fantasies. We talked about that. That C-type goal that you created is a fantasy. That is what Neville Goddard says is the only redeeming factor that can lift you out of poverty. Who knows this book right here? Who knows this book right here? Yes, sir. Everybody, I think we all started off with that book when I was in network marketing in Primerica when I was 19 years old. That's the book they handed to me. We all know that book. He says that imagination is the faculty that will get you to the next level. Neville Goddard says that the imagination is the great redeemer that will set you free. And your intuition, which is what we'll learn a little bit tomorrow, is your ability to download information from the ether, from your sixth sense. Have you guys ever met somebody before and instantaneously you liked them or didn't like them? There was an energy about them where you're like, I really like this person. They're smiling, good energy. You picked up their energy from your sixth sense, your intuition. You can hone into that faculty, which is where you're going to download inspired action to quantum leap to the next level. When we get on Saturday, when we get into meditations, we're going to quantum jump to the future version of yourself. He or she will give you information and action plans, inspired action. So when you come back to this place right here, come back to the physical plane, you're going to have certain things you're going to do that are going to take you to the next level. For example, you guys are part of my intuition. One morning, I got an intuition, run a challenge. Now all 140 of you guys are here because of an intuitive idea that I got. I use this every single day to scale my business, my life, and my income. And I'm going to teach it to you guys so you can do it for whatever you want to do. Your reason. Reason is your ability to think. Your ability to accept or reject an idea. To accept what I'm saying as truth or reject it as false. Or your will. Your will is your ability to focus on one idea to the exclusion of everything else. For some of you, your willpower is so low and is being drained by your TikTok consumption and ADD type stuff. That will drain your willpower. Your willpower is your ability to see your C-type goal, to see your vision, to exclusion of the bank account, to exclusion of what's going on outside of you, to hold it so focused, so firm, until it becomes manifested. It turns into a white burning desire. You can focus your will, but it will be depleted by the end of the day, and it'll be depleted by a TikTok mentality. That's why they shove it down your brain, and it's all for free. If it's for free, you are the product because they want your attention. Your memory, your ability to remember things, right? Everybody has a perfect memory, and you can strengthen it. It's a muscle. And perception, your ability to change things. You guys have seen this example before. And by the way, I'm going through this quickly because I'm not planning to go too much in depth into the intellectual faculties because we have so much stuff to cover. But perception is a massive one. And I know you may have seen this example before when I say that there's nothing written on this book. Am I right or wrong if I say that nothing is written on this book? Drop in the chat right now. There's nothing written on this book right now. Am I right or am I wrong? I am saying there's nothing written on this book. Let me see the chat here. I'm wrong. So you guys are saying I'm wrong. I'm saying there's nothing wrong. There's nothing written on this book. Most of you guys are saying I'm wrong. But if I flip the book around, what do I see? There's nothing written on this book. I was right. You were right. There was something written on the book. I was right. There's nothing written on the book. This is what perception is. Two people can be looking at the same thing, but it's how you perceive it that will change everything for you. I told you a little bit of these examples yesterday where things would be going backwards. Instagram wasn't working for me. I ran out of money. All this shit was going against me. But for some reason, I believed that the spirit power that flows to and through me was making me go to the next level, that it was for expansion, fuller expression. So I would look for the positiveness in the situation where another person would use it to their detriment. And because of that, I got through it, and I was just weeks, if not days away from quantum leaping. And the best way I can say this, we all have family members where they take the victim mentality. Who knows somebody like that? Drop a me in the chat. If you know somebody who takes that victim mentality, like y'all were with them this Thanksgiving, you can't even have a 5-minute conversation and you're out. You're like, yeah, where's the bathroom at? I got to go to the bathroom. Or I got to take this phone call really quick. I got to get about this conversation. Like, I ain't having this conversation around here. Or you're going to meet them right now at Christmas. You're like, oh, shit, here comes Auntie again with all that bullshit. Like, she's talking all that stuff. Like, I don't need that. I need positive in my life. Who knows what I'm talking about? Like, for me, that's my mom. My mom has this victim mentality. I don't. It's like, I take responsibility. That is our perception. That is one of the biggest things that will take you to the next level. Let's continue here. What we're talking about is the conscious mind. Now we go into what we have here. It's your ability to have information pressed onto it. You can use it to repetitiously plant into the subconscious mind. It is the barrier to the subconscious mind, because if not, you'd be taking on so much information, millions of bits of information on a daily basis. So it's like the guard that keeps the subconscious mind protected. Because whatever's impressed upon the subconscious mind will eventually be expressed through your actions. Who's ever watched a scary movie? First of all, I don't touch no scary movies.
Not anymore.
If you watch a scary movie right before bed, and then you have these nightmares and crazy-ass dreams of that particular thing, or you could talk about you had thinking about somebody right before bed, had a phone call with them, and then you're dreaming about that person. Who knows what I'm talking about? That is because what you pass that onto your subconscious mind before sleep. And that's the Neville Goddard method, where you pass on your C-type goal. By the way, you're seeing how a lot of this is starting to come together now? For those of you that study Neville Goddard, you're like, oh, what did I fall asleep in the fifth? Well, now you have it as your C-type goal. It's a script that you wrote. Drop a 1 in the chat if you did the homework last night. You did the script. You did your C-type goal. You did all your homework. Let's see that. Who actually did their homework? Because this is a challenge. Like, I'm not here for my health. We're here for your health. So you make sure you do it for yourself. All right, so it looks like a nice majority of you guys did it. So that's what we're doing here. That's what you're falling in sleep and the feeling of the wish fulfilled with. So let's talk about the subconscious mind now, right? So in that conscious mind, we talked about the spiritual faculties, the physical faculties. It's those physical faculties that they're going to keep you in poverty. It's those spiritual faculties that they're going to blast you off into riches. This book right here is all what that's talking about. We're just summarizing it here in a different methodology. Talk about that subconscious mind now. It's your emotional mind. It works on feelings. It must accept whatever's impressed upon it with repetition. There's only 2 languages of the subconscious mind. Write this down. Images and emotion. Images and emotion is the only language of the subconscious mind, backed by repetition. That is the only way to get into the subconscious mind. Now, there's some other ways, but they're not that controllable, like an emotional impact. We really can't control an emotional impact. But what you can control is repetition, done with emotion, done repetitiously. That is how you're going to plant whatever this C-type goal is into the subconscious mind with repetition. Because that is what controls the vibration of the body. This body is a physical instrument. Everybody do this with me. Raise your right hand. Just raise your right hand. Okay, raise your right hand. What just happened? First, you thought raise hand, then the hand was raised. Like your hand will not raise by itself. An electrical signal, which first was a thought, transmuted to an electrical signal, contracted the muscle. You can put your hands down now. What I'm showing you is thought precedes action. Now that's a funny example, but y'all wonder why you know what to do in your business, but you didn't do it this month. And that's why your business is going backwards. That's why your business is not growing and why your business has been stagnant. Because of that same example, why your hand just raised was the same example why you didn't do what you need to do today or what you need to do this week. Why you didn't make that sales call, why you still haven't started the ads, why you still haven't built the website, why you still haven't started that business yet, why you still haven't made that phone call to get the capital. It's the same thing. Just replace the right hand with whatever thing you're not doing. The body will follow the vibration of the images that are implanted through the subconscious mind. Now we're going to get to the body here. The body is where the actions are. The actions that are based on the frequency that you're emitting. Remember, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Two people can be doing the same exact actions, but one can be doing it from a higher frequency, where the other person can be doing it from a lower frequency. If you understand what I'm saying right now, you will have a very wealthy life. So let's continue with the body. The body is the doing part of your personality. Vibration of the body is decided by thoughts held in the subconscious mind, as we just did in that example with you raising your hand. So the control of the action, the behavior, part of the personality. It's the instrument of the mind. So how do these all come together in order to make you have some success? Why is it zoom in? There you go. In your business. And we just talked about it. So it was this image that changed everything for me. Y'all ready for this one? Yes, sir. This is it. If you guys ready for this one, if you want to understand how the law of attraction works, let's go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat. I want to see you guys are here. You guys are active. I want to know you're ready for this one. By the way, Mr. Law of Attraction was like an accident name I put together. I actually never used to like the term law of attraction because it's a superficial law. It's like The Secret made it very popular, but it's one of many laws. Like what's more powerful is the law of vibration, law of perpetual transmutation. Like those ones are more powerful, but because the law of attraction, you can't actually control it. They think when people discover law of attraction, they'll use it to make more money. That's actually the law that you can't control the most. It's actually a reaction. Write this down. The law of attraction is a reaction to your energy. It's a reaction. You can't control the reaction. You can control the action, but not the reaction. So now some of you are going to start to wake up and realize why you've been watching all these YouTube videos and reading all these books and doing these things, but yet nothing's happening in your life because you're not allowing the reaction to come into your life correctly. All right, so we're going to break this down step by step. So we have our stick figures, our base here, and remember, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and body. So there's a power flowing into your consciousness. This is the power that allows you to think. You think about this. When you pass away, your body stays here. Your name stays here, but you go somewhere else. There's a spiritual part of you. That's what we talk about. We live on 3 planes of existence: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. Your brain will stay here. Your body will stay here, but your consciousness will go back to source. That's the power that we're talking about. That's the is. God is, that is the power. When it flows into your conscious mind, it will come from a positive perspective or a negative perspective, depending on how you've conditioned your mind. What we're doing now is through study, you're going to start to bring awareness to your thought frequency so that you can move it towards the positive at a conditional rate where it's more active, like meaning when things come into you, you're like, oh shit, that's good. That's for my benefit. That's for my benefit. That's for my benefit. For most of you, bad shit happens and you start to cry yourself to sleep. So this power flows into your consciousness, and with your imagination, remember we talked about that as part of the conscious mind, you form an idea. What is an idea? All an idea is a bunch of mini thoughts all put together, kind of like an a la carte. A thought is a la carte. An idea is the whole plate together. You take a bunch of thoughts, put them together towards one focused thing, you have now formulated an idea. Does that make sense? I can have a thought about coaching. I can have a thought about YouTube. I can have a thought about Zoom call. They're all independent, random ass thoughts. But when I put them all together, I run a challenge on Zoom with my YouTube subscribers. You guys are all here now. One is a thought a la carte. The other one is idea. I think you guys are following me here. So this power flows in your consciousness, right? This ability for you to think, and you're going to formulate in your conscious mind an idea of what you want. And that idea causes an emotion. For most of you, and I think I'm gonna have to go into the devil's language here in a little bit. Actually, no, we're covering that tomorrow. Devil's language. For most of you, you're not doing this. You're actually doing the opposite of this. Instead of the power coming into you using your imagination, you look at your current situation and how negative and how dismal and how sad it is, or how stuck you are, or what resources you don't have, and based on what you see, you let that formulate your ideas in your conscious mind, which then formulates boom, and that's why you keep living in the same rat race over and over again. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. If your world is going negative or backwards or stuck, and it's so hard to get out of an environment, that's what you're learning on tomorrow's call. But right now, we're going to learn the positive side of it. So then it's going to cause emotions. Those emotions then alter your vibration, also known as feeling. One thing I have to make you understand, it's not just you sitting on a couch. It's the actions that you emit. It's the thoughts, feelings, and actions that you emit. Which of these planes are you missing right now? Are you missing the thoughts? Are you thinking the thoughts of the person as if you were doing? What's the magic thing we talked about last night? It's not how, it's what? Drop in the chat. It's not how, it's who. Exactly. It's not how, it's who. That's the thought part. Who do you need to become in order to hit that 100K month, $1 million month, whatever the hell you're going after? That's the thought part. Feeling part. What's the feeling state? Are you in a feeling state of lack? People, you can feel it. Like I told you guys the example yesterday. I got on a sales call with this lady, and I could just feel her scarcity, her lack, her neediness. I can feel it. And I was like, hey, can I be honest with you? Are you broke? Like, you have less than $1,000 in your bank account right now. And she said, how do you know? I was like, I can feel it on you. It's broke as an energy. You can be broke in a bank account, but rich in your mind. That's why I hit 100K months so quickly in less than 45 days, because even though the outside world was going backwards, I was vibrating so high that I was disconnected from my outside world, and I had detached. And we dropped the detachment. We're not going to talk about too much about detachment on this challenge, but I gave you the detachment meditation inside this homework from yesterday, so check that out. You can I used to do that every single day when I was in a very difficult time in my life. I needed to detach because it kept sucking. My attention kept getting sucked back to the 3D world. So that was the thoughts. That was the feelings. Now the action. This is where I guarantee most people falling off. All my six-figure earners, like, this is where you're falling off. Is you're not taking the correct actions. If you're like broke right now, I guarantee you're not doing this. My six-figure earners to go to the six-figure per month, it's this. For some reason, people think they don't have to take the risk and the massive actions. Like, anybody knows I take massive actions and I take massive risks, which then transmit back to massive bank accounts and massive cash flows coming into my business. So you're going to emit thoughts, feelings, actions. That is a vibration you emit to the ether. That's a vibration you emit to the world. That is what you pick up on somebody. That's why you can pick up if you can't trust somebody, because they don't trust themselves. Therefore, they emit that, and you can pick that up. And you're like, I probably shouldn't trust this person. You just look at them. And you're like, I don't trust you. That's what they're emitting. So now, this is where the law of attraction comes into place. The law of attraction is this reaction to that thought, feeling, energy soup that you have emitted to the ether. This states that whatever energy you emit, you will match the same thing on that frequency, which will change your results, your environment, your circumstances, and your condition. That is how you get to the next level. This is how I consistently hit next levels in my business, and how you guys can hit next levels in your business. The law of attraction, you don't have to worry about that. That's going to work. That's going to attract the same thing that's on your frequency. We talked about the quantum jump yesterday. Like, you have infinite amounts of frequencies. So all you're attracting, whether it's good shit or bad shit or whatever you're attracting to your life, you're only attracting that because that's the frequency that you're emitting at a subconscious level, no matter how many books you read or YouTube videos that you watch. For most of y'all, the problem you have is you're taking on too much information and not enough implementation. That's your problem. That's what I do. As you guys notice, I'm not afraid to give you away all the sauce for free. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're like, holy shit, this is free. Like, this is really good value for free. Like, drop a 3 if you like kind of feel like this should be paid. Right? And it's completely for free for you guys, right? because I don't have to hold information. Like I don't have some course where I'm like trying to hold information. I give you all the information for free. Where you guys are struggling is not information. Some of you have too much information. What's happening is you're not learning to implement this. How do you make this specific for Kevin, for Yvette, for Rich? Like, how do we make this specific for your business, Evelyn? That is the key. How do we make that for your business? Because and this is what I'll notice, by the way, I've been speaking to a lot of clients this last couple of weeks, and I noticed that is the biggest challenge that they're having, is that they're not struggling with knowledge. They understand this, but now when it takes turn to implement, they're not learning to implement. So I'll give you an example. Okay, what example I want to give you? Okay, so let's talk about who do we want to talk about? Let's talk about my client in the other group. We just helped her out. She does the knitting. What is it called? Crochet? I think that's what I never heard of this before, but apparently this is a massive thing where these women be doing crochet knitting. Okay, I never heard of it. So she's been in my program, and I was like, hey, like we're studying this stuff, and I'm like, what have you implemented? And I got her in the hot seat, and I was like, all right, let's break your business down. What's your goal? Her goal is I want to make 100,000 a month. I was like, can you even make 100,000 a month in crochet? And she's like, yeah, there's another person. I was like, okay, well, let's look at it then. For 1 month, she didn't do anything. She was studying this just like you guys, studying. But luckily for her, she was in my program, so we did a hot seat. So what's up with your business? She didn't do anything for a month. I was like, okay, well, let's go look at how to implement this using this document. So let's go first. Let's go look at content. She wanted to do coaching or like have classes for this knitting stuff. So we went to YouTube, natural. You know, there was only one lady making content for this knitting stuff, crochet. She had 35 videos, and with 35 videos, she had 600,000 followers. With 35 videos. Massive, millions of people were watching these videos, and the top ranked video, if we put in this crochet, was a video from 9 years ago, which said that there was a massive market, and there was only 1 or 2 people making content. I said, you go make content like that now. Every single day, teach girls these women how to make these little knitting things, and go do that consistently for the next 6 months and only give value. I guarantee you'll build a massive audience. Now you take those people, put them into a school group, and then put them into some kind of like event that you have. Whether it's like a live event, a live training, a course, whatever you want to do. Now you made your 100 grand in a month. And it blew her mind away. Now she has her YouTube channel up. But yet, it took her a month to figure that out. She was learning information like I just did with you for the last 15 minutes. But it's like you have to apply it. Like I did with her in that example. We had to go find out how to get the 100,000 a month. It's not going to just fall in your lap. We had to do research. We had to build content. We have to build this and that and then you work. You have to work. You have to implement. How do you apply this to your life? What's your C-type goal? Then you figure out from like if you achieved it already, what kind of things could you have done? Then from there, you go take inspired action based on what downloads you get. And here's where you're going to get the downloads. While you're sleeping, while you're driving, while you're in the shower. When I mean sleeping, between 2 to 4 a.m. 2:30, between 2, 5 a.m.-ish, that's where you're going to get the download. So while you're sleeping, while you're driving, while you're in the shower, when you're not thinking, when your mind's kind of turned out, that's when you're going to download the information for the idea to take you to the next level. You're not going to just sit and it's just going to come to you randomly. It's going to come in the most random time while you're cooking, for example.
DeAndre, why is it between 2 and 5? Because that happens to me a lot. I'm curious.
Yeah, that's when the pineal gland is the most active. So when we did the Dr. Joe Dispenza event, we meditated for 4 hours. We had to get there at 4 a.m. But that's when the pineal gland is the most active. Your pineal gland is your ability to transmute energy from the ether. Transmute means to take one form of energy and change it to another. For example, Wi-Fi. You guys are all using Wi-Fi. I don't think none of y'all have I don't think so. Many of y'all have like an Ethernet. I think who remembers Ethernet? You plug the wire into the computer. You know what I'm saying? Some of you are on that right now. No, I'm just messing with you. But you click that in. Okay. So what Wi-Fi does is it takes a signal into your computer, transmutes it into the Zoom call that you're on right now, hearing and seeing me. Wi-Fi does not come as a Zoom call like this. nor is the sound. Are you listening to, think about this. Are you listening to my voice? Are you hearing a projection of my voice to the speakers of a computer? Which one is the real one? The projection to the computer or my voice here in Dubai right now? Interesting case, right? Your computer, your Wi-Fi is transmuting energy. Everybody understands what I'm talking about in those a couple examples. That's your pineal gland in your body. It transmutes energy from the quantum space into something where you can think about. If you were to see God or see this quantum space, it would blow your mind. You would not be able to like live anymore. Like it's too much for any one brain, one person to understand. It's just too much. It's too much to understand God. God's not a person, it's an entity that cannot be described with words. So, in that same sense, you only get drip fed certain ideas once you're ready. Once you're ready, it will be transmuted to the pineal gland between 2 to 5 a.m. So, if you ever see yourself waking up at 3:30, get out a notebook, and that's where you're going to get some downloads, some ideas to Quantum Leap. Yes, sir. All right, let's continue. You guys liking this so far?
Drop a yes, sir, in the chat if you're liking this.
Yep. So we're going to continue with paradigms, and we're going to work on self-image. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And it's our habitual behavior that controls everything in life. So a paradigm is a multitude of your habits. Think of it as your mental conditioning or your mental programming. It's a habit, an idea that's fixed in your subconscious mind that causes you to do things without any conscious thought. Like some of you right now are on TikTok and watching another screen on your computer, didn't even know you were doing it. Didn't even know you were doing it. You just got distracted for a couple seconds right there. That is the same habit that will keep you from your goal or move you towards your goal, is your ability to not get distracted and hold your power to yourself and not get distracted. That is a habitual behavior. Those little things have more to do with where you're at in life than some YouTube video. Nope. By the way, you're not going to watch a YouTube video and your life's going to get saved. Let me tell you that right now. If you keep watching the same people over and over again, thinking like if this video is going to save you, you're sadly mistaken. You are the product. You are the product. That's why I don't sugarcoat anything. There's no outside person that's going to come and save you. If that's one thing you can get from my philosophies, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to come. Superman's not coming. You and yourself only are the only one that's going to redeem yourself out of poverty. Take responsibility. You're the reason where you're at, and you're the reason why you're going to go to the next level. And it's your ability to take constructive criticism and the amount of truth that you can fully accept will be the degree to how much you will earn going into this next year. So don't be jumping around trying to watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Because here's one thing about this niche, the law of attraction niche, spiritual niche. There's like two kinds of avatars. There's probably more, but I'll describe two. Some of them are the people that are like down bad, completely broke, like less than $10, negative bank accounts, creditors calling, like this kind of shit. All right. And then it's just like waiting for God's grace, the law of attraction to come and save them. Those are the people that are really, really lost. And I can feel it like in the messages they send me. And I can feel it. And they think that some outside person, some YouTube video, the next book's going to save them. That's not how it works. And that's why they're in that position. They haven't woken up yet. Then other people who figure this out and they're like, oh shit, it really is my responsibility. And they're making millions of dollars with it, kind of like how I am. So the question is, which one will you be? You either earn millions of dollars. You're not going to be in the middle. Like, you're not going to just earn $1 million. Like, that's weird. You come in here and you earn millions of dollars, or you kind of like stuck. There's really only two positions. What you understand is, why stop at $1 million? I earned my first $1 million by 25 years old. Just using law of attraction, teaching it, studying it, and applying it. Like, I do this full time. And by the way, this is a little side note I talked about with my other clients. I do this full time. All your little strategies, all your Silva methods. By the way, these are all fun. Silva methods. What's the other one? The gateway process. All
Reality
that stuff.
transfer
I've done
thing.
all of it. Hemi syncs, the whole 40 tapes. All of it. Yes, I did all 40 tapes. I meditated for 45 days straight, 3-4 hours a day. Hemi sync with the gateway process. I have all the worksheets right here behind me. Did all that stuff. I do this full time. So I know to a degree what works and what doesn't work for consistency. I'm here to get rich. Drop a rich in the chat if you're here to get rich and wealthy. That's what I teach. You have like that's why I typically talk to people that have businesses because that's how you're gonna get rich. You're not gonna get rich at your job. You can get like a little bit of wealth as like maybe an entrepreneur or sales person, but eventually you're gonna have to run a business to make millions of dollars. So that's why I teach it in that methodology because it's leverage. Let's continue. So at times we do things that we do not want to do, get results that we do not want, but we do it anyways. This is because the paradigm in the subconscious mind is what controls your behaviors. So here's an example of some of the things in your paradigm, like self-image. We're going to cover that right now in the second half of this training. Self-image training. We have self-image. We have money, your weight. You fluctuate with your weight. You fluctuate with your bank account. Some of you guys have never crossed a certain threshold in your bank account. For me, that was $1,800. You know, before Bob Proctor, I was turning 24. My birthday's in January. I never saw $2,000. I never saw a 2,00 in my bank account ever in my life by 24. Never. I remember this one time I had $1,800 saved up. Holy shit, I had never seen that before in my life. In 5 years of business, 24 years old, I never saw $2,000 in my bank account. That was me before this. I had a money paradigm. So no matter how hard I worked or how many courses I pirated, how many businesses, how many doors I knocked, nothing, I never had more. Or it can be with your weight. Some of you lose weight and it comes right back. You lose it, it comes right back. For success, it's up, it's down, it's up and down. Relationships, some of y'all be attracting the same person, just a different name. Y'all keep attracting the same person that cheats on you over and over again, just a different name. Or the same person that's rowdy in your face, or same person, just a different name. You have a paradigm that you are attracting these people. They are a reflection of you. They are not the problem. You are the one attracting them based on the law of attraction. You're admitting that they're just picking it up because they're on the same frequency as you. Confidence levels. But in a minute, we're going to get to the self-image part. Okay, here's some key points. So paradigm is a word that we describe, because what I'm doing right now is you have to understand where your problem is. And here, I guarantee if I talk to any of you right now, you think your problem is the funnel or the ad or the traffic or it's the TikTok shop. You keep getting banned. It's this account. It's the wrong business. You don't have the money. You don't have the contacts, or you're waiting for this to happen. Oh, it's the job. You're waiting for all these things, and that's not your problem. The first part is like understanding where your problem is. Imagine you don't even know where the problem is. You're going to fix a car. You're a mechanic. You don't even know where the problem is. So like, how do you even fix it if you don't even know where to start? I have to shift your belief that your problem is not outside of you. The problem is here. This precedes all things outside of you. So this lesson is all about helping you understand where your current problem is. In a couple of minutes, the next 15 minutes, we're going to transition now to self-image so you can learn how to fix it. Just because you know what the problem is does not mean you're going to fix it. Just because you know you have a flat tire does not mean the flat tire is going to magically fix itself. You still have to go and fix it. That's what we're going to get into in the next 20, 30 minutes here. So paradigm is a term used to describe a massive information that is programmed into your subconscious mind, genetically at the point of conception, and then environmentally at birth. Guys, here in Dubai, it's the first time I've ever met people that come from money, and that's just a different energy. Like, these people are different. I didn't come from money. I told you guys, like, I'm from San Diego, California. We probably made like $150,000 a year. I told you all that, a celebration was going to Olive Garden. I thought we were rich. We were going to Olive Garden and Chili's. Like, that's where I come from. But some of these people, like, they're so wealthy, and guess what? They're just taught these things that we were never taught. I'm assuming if you're on this call, you didn't come for money, because you probably wouldn't be listening to me. You're listening to your dad's freaking investor guy, and what yacht you guys are buying. Like, that's what these guys talk about. Some of these guys, by the way, want to know a secret? Some of these guys are so rich, they look at us as like gum under their foot. I've been around them. Like, it's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting people. Nothing wrong with them, but it's just very interesting. So just get rich so that you can spread positivity. How about that? Food for thought. So the paradigm is what structures your logic. Remember how this power flows into your consciousness? Oh, back over here. Where is it? I lost it. There we go. This power that flows into your consciousness, this is your paradigm. So the power is flowing into your consciousness, which gives you your thoughts. By the way, your thoughts are what's keeping you poor or broke. Poor and broke are two different things. Poor, broken, rich, and wealthy are all different things. Poor is a state of mind. Broke is a state of bank account. Rich is a state of mind. That's like new money. Like that's how I was in Miami. Think about this guy who's broke for so long. Now he's making $5,000 a day, living in Miami, nightclubs, party, Gucci, Dior, necklaces. That was me. We don't do none of that anymore. That was rich, right? Trying to be rich rather. And then there's wealth. It's a state. It's an energy. If you guys really want to feel wealth, like real wealth, come here to Dubai. Go to Dubai Mall. Go to fashion districts with all the Habibis. And like when all the guys wear the white and go where they have coffee, you feel it. I walked by and I said, holy shit. Like, I'm tuned in. I do this for a living. I feel it. I'm like, wow, this is a different kind of energy in this little section of the room. Just looking at people. And by the way, here they all wear the same Kandora, the same white fit. So you can't really tell who's rich. It's just the same fit. It's traditional wear. But you can immediately feel the energy difference, and you realize very quickly, especially if you're tuned into intuition, the wealth that's there. That is what we're talking about. So we come back over here. So that paradigm structures your logic. Let me see if I want how much of this I want to keep going. Actually, let's go ahead and let's transition into the subconscious mind now. Into the self-image. If you guys are liking this lesson on paradigm, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat if you're liking this. But I want to start getting to the next part here, which is the winning self-image. Because now I think you guys have a decent awareness that your problem is coming from the paradigm. But obviously you can see I have so much deeper stuff. These lessons I train for weeks with my clients, okay? All right. Let's talk about how to fix it now. A winning self-image. So we got introduced to this image again. Conscious mind, subconscious mind, body. So you are programmed in the deep recesses of your mind, a perception of what you are, who you are, and what you are worth. Very important for you to understand. So now what we do is we're starting to get deeper into one faculty of your paradigm in that subconscious mind, known as self-image. It controls what you are. Some of you see yourself where you're at right now. By the way, you're exactly where you want to be right now. Whether you like it or not, you're exactly where you want to be. I remember when people would say this to me and I was broke and I was like, I don't want to be broke. But now that I'm on the other side, they were right. You are exactly where you want to be right now. And until you decide, which you talked about yesterday, deciding is the only way for you to get out of freedom or get into freedom. Deciding to get rich. That is the only way you're going to be able to jump to the higher frequencies. Who you are. We talked about this. Remember, it's not how, it's who. That's part of the self-image. And then what you are worth. Why when I was struggling, could I only charge $200 for my service? Now people pay me $40,000 for my services. People pay me $20,000, $30,000 per month to get one-on-one coaching. Why is that? People will always respond to how you see yourself. That is a bar right there you guys should write down. People respond to how you see yourself. All of you need to raise your prices. If you're running an agency, running coaching, running some type of offer, you need to go and 5, 10 extra pricing. And the fact that you don't right now is because you don't feel you're worth it. Not because the market won't pay it. The market will pay whatever. The market, that's what the market is. It's equilibrium. Most of you are undercharging. People, your customers, your clients will only buy and will respond to how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as a person that's worth X, they will pay you X. So when I raised my prices to $20,000 a month, the same day I had a client pay me $20,000 in a shot. Every week I have somebody buy my $20,000 per month package. Every week somebody buys. I had to raise the price now, $30,000 per month. I just did it earlier today. $30,000 per month for one-on-one. Because guess what? Somebody's gonna pay it. Some of you are like, hell no, I don't even make that a year. Great. Well, somebody's like, shit, that's worth it to me. If he fixes one problem, I'll go make $250,000 with it. Just depends on your belief in yourself. This is referred to as the inner self-image. Okay? It literally is the control mechanism of what comes in and out of your life. So your bank account right now is a reflection of how you see yourself. The amount of sales that you have coming in right now is a reflection of how you see yourself. The amount of followers, contacts, capital, clients. How many of you right now are sick and tired of working with your clients? Like they're a headache. They are a headache to work with. I remember when I was running my agency, my clients were a headache, or your clients are a headache. Who knows what I'm talking about? Those clients are a reflection of you and where you're currently at in your state. Once you raise your self-image, you'll attract higher quality clients, higher quality people around you. So there's two types of images. This is really important for you to understand. We have an inner image and we have an external image. The external image is really easy to articulate. For example, that is how you walk, talk, dress, meet, and greet people and what you express to the outer world. That's how you dress. For example, Leonard, he's dressed in his jacket. That's his style. Sasha, that's her style. Olaf, that's his style. Nikki, that's your style. Denise, that's your style. Brian, that's your style. That's your inner image being expressed. That's your outer image, how you show us to the world. Best way for me to explain that, go look at somebody's Instagram. That is how they want you to perceive them. That's all that is. Somebody's Instagram, especially if they're trying to build a brand. That's all that is. That's not how they see themselves. That's how they want you to see them as at an outer level. Understanding me here. That's the external image. That's the one that we don't focus on. So go buying a Gucci shirt will not make you rich. That's hood rich. That shit does not work. Like buying chains, cars, clothes, watches does not make you a rich person. For some people, they think, especially with hip hop music. I listen to hip hop music. For some reason, like, but I can separate. I'm like, y'all stupid. Like y'all buying like $100,000 chains for what? Buying all this designer shit so what's his name can go be richer. Like that is weird to me. That's very, very weird. To flex somebody else's last name is a weird concept to me. Okay? That is an external image that they think they're going to be wealthier. Now, let's get into the internal part. Your results are always a reflection of what's going on internally. If you have a negative or bad image of yourself, your results are always going to be a reflection of that image. The self-image that is fixed into your subconscious mind will determine how the rest of the world will see you. Remember, the clients, the people will respond to how you see yourself. So some of you right now are going to go do some sales calls today. That person on the sales call, on the other side of that door, on the other side of that phone call, on the other side of that table, he will buy or not buy, not based on what you're saying. Literally, what you're saying does not mean anything. What he will buy, he or she will buy, is how you see yourself and how you see this deal falling through. That is everything. I used to visualize people buying on the sales call and they would buy, just as I imagine it. The self-image that is fixed into your subconscious mind will determine how the rest of the world will see you. You are the only person in the entire world that has the ability to fix your self-image. Nobody else can fix it for you. No YouTube video is going... All right, everybody needs to write this down. No book is going to save you. No YouTube video is going to save you. I am not going to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. You will save yourself depending on your application of what you've learned from me, the book, or the YouTube video. It's the implementation. You take the idea, and from there, you branch off into more. There is an image of perfection that lies in the center of your consciousness. And the more you move in that direction of the image, the more your life will improve. There's no end to the good that you can experience as you develop a greater awareness of the perfection that lies within you. Best way for me to explain this: when you start using your intuition to move into the direction of where you're supposed to be, life becomes fun and effortless, and you earn a lot of money. And you get passionate about what you do, you get excited. If you're doing something for money right now, you were sold a lie and you believe that lie. You don't work for money, you work for satisfaction. Money is a byproduct. Ali, you wanted to share something on self-image?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's funny. So, guys, I've been working out for like 2 years, right? Been doing Muay Thai, down like 40 pounds. Okay. But I never call myself a fit person. And after, me and my girl kind of switched and added the self-image talk, all I say now is I'm fit. That's literally all I say. I haven't changed my diet, haven't changed my workout. And now the first week I did that every day, I'm fit. Everybody at the gym started calling me fit. It was so weird. Like, Ali, you losing weight? I'm like, am I? I don't know. I don't think I look the same, but literally that shift, just saying it about myself, the self-image changed. I can run 10 miles without stopping. I'll train 2 hours MMA. I'll hoop for 2 hours, no issues. All I said was I'm fit. And then everyone, bro, you're getting leaner. Yo, you're looking good. I haven't changed shit. I literally just said I'm fit. That's it. So it's very true. Do you have a story like that too, DeAndre?
Yeah, just for getting rich. That's it, guys. So I remember, okay. Um, so check this out. I used to let me see this. Because right, we have a lot of people usually on the smaller calls. I like to bring up like past history, past things, what I used to do. I had this picture. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so look at this. This is a fun one. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. I'll read it, but okay. I'll read it. Here's a picture. You can see a gold card. I pictured this, okay? This was March 30, 2020. Maybe you guys can see at least this so I can prove to you guys at the top. Okay. Here is my gold card. I'm so happy and grateful now that my YouTube channel attracts 100 clients per month. I make $100,000 per month and I travel the world full time in luxury. Where am I at? I live in Dubai in my penthouse, half penthouse, 180 degree. I make over 100,000 per month on YouTube. Exactly what that is. So I would see things happening and I would just start to come and it would come quickly. What's the time frame I told you guys? 3 to 6 weeks. That's when you should start to see changes. I've been doing this full time. 3 to 6 weeks is when you should start seeing some changes. It can go quick as far as 2 weeks. I haven't really seen it go that fast unless you were doing this work prior. But if you are like advanced with this stuff, you can start maybe do some stuff in 2 weeks. But 3 to 6 weeks for the average person, you can start to see some changes. But I remember when I first started, I would write on my goal card, I'm so happy and grateful now that I attract one TIR client per day. And my first couple clients that came in when I was working with Bob, they were making half payments, like paying payment plans, which was great, but I wasn't collecting that much cash. It was like $3,500 for half payment. And it was like five or 10. And I was like, I want people to pay me in full. And I wrote that down on my goal card, and every client for the next 10 paid me in full. Like that quick. Like I was tapped in. Tapped in. Anything I wanted, it was just coming. So like those are some cool times where I was like literally watching the Matrix. Some other things I do for fun, I tell myself money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a daily basis. But even more than that, I say I get paid every day. I earn money every day. Every day. And I self perpetuate that belief until it becomes real. It can start with something small, like just $10. Or well, obviously not where I'm at now, but you guys can just start with the $10. Like, damn it, it's true. Look, I found $10 today. And then you just start with 500. That's what I did with the school group, by the way. If you guys are in my other school group, we built it to 30,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue first month. And I would just tell myself I get customers every day for school. And I would, boom, I'd get one a day, then three a day, then five a day, then seven a day. Then I went from like, okay, I make $1,000 per day in new monthly recurring revenue. And we hit that. 1,000 a day, every single day. Bing, bing, bing. 1,000 a day in monthly recurring revenue is being added. And so I'll just keep reinforcing these beliefs and I make them part of my cycle. Or a lot of people keep it broke. Oh, they wake up, oh, I'm broke again. Oh, I'm broke again. Oh, I'm broke again. You look at your bank account, oh, I'm broke again. Oh, creditors are calling me again. And you're doing it against yourself. So let's talk about congruency and incongruency. All right. So later on, when we get to the homework section, which we'll have here in a little bit, I'm actually going to go a little bit faster, okay? How are we doing on time? Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit faster. Your homework, you're going to clearly identify these different self-images. That's your action plan, okay? So your blue one, this represents your current self-image, wherever you're at in your life. Then we have to fully identify your ideal self-image. Guys, this has more to do if you're going to earn $1 million or more this year. By the way, any of you can make $1 million in the next 6 to 12 months. Any one of you. I know it because it happened to me. From nothing, from sleeping in a car. Any one of you can earn $1 million or more. Some of you are already doing $1 million. We'll go hit 5 or more. Any of you can do it, but it's going to be coming to these principles here that we're teaching. For example, incongruency and congruency. For many of you, you're not acting like the person that you have defined that's going to hit that goal. Remember the who part? You're not doing that. You have to do that every single day. The work is not being on the Zoom call with me right now. The work is when you're staring yourself in the mirror and you get up and you have to go work right after this call. That is the work, not this Zoom call. I'm just bringing awareness to you. So now you're going to take this awareness and go do something with it. Congruency is when your current state now fuses with the future state and you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's what he's talking about, is you take your future state and you act like that version of yourself now. How would you wake up? How would you make that YouTube video? I'm acting as if I have 3,000 people on this call. You will see no difference between having 155 people on this call and having 5,000 people. I am the same person. I project as if it's done, therefore the people come, because I create a vacuum in the universe. That is actually truly how you get to the next level, is you create vacuums. What is a vacuum? The world, the universe lives in an orderly state, meaning that you can only attract the things that are on your frequency. We learned this yesterday. We learned a little bit about it today with the law of attraction. By creating a vacuum with the universe, what will happen is you will tip the balances in the scale of what you want. Let me give you an example. I told you the example of when I packed my bags to Colombia. I needed to get out of sleeping on the couch in my grandparents' house in San Diego. So I said, this shit's not working for me. If I pack my bags and create a vacuum, meaning my bags are packed, I'm looking for flights, even though I have not even $10 in my bank account, I've created a vacuum in the universe, and it must then come and tip the scales back. So what happened? I packed my bags. My grandma asked me, DeAndre, do you even have money? She knew I was broke. I was sleeping on the couch. I said, Grandma, I don't even have money to take a taxi to a hotel if I had one. Then randomly, 2 days later, a client calls me, says, hey, DeAndre, do you still run ads for tattoo shops? I said, no, but I do mindset coaching now. You want to buy this program? He said, sure. Sends me $2,500. Booked the flight. My bag was already packed. I was on my way out with the bag that I had packed 2 days prior. I created a vacuum. Another fun fact. I knew if I wanted to make $100,000 a month, I had to. That's 30 clients. So guess what? At the time, I had no clients. So what would somebody do if they had 30 clients? That's the question. This is how you apply the information. Everybody wants to do what I do and get what I get, but they don't do the implementation part. These weird things I would do, which is why the results would manifest. It's the thinking state. It's not information. It's not watching another YouTube video. Do you guys understand this? So I would read this information. I said, how can I apply this to my life? And I said to myself, well, if I had $100,000 a month, that means I'm probably running Zoom calls with my clients. So guess what? I got up and I ran a Zoom call like this by myself. What's going on, guys? Welcome to lesson 1 of today's program, Thinking to Result with Bob Proctor. My name is DeAndre. I'm going to be your consultant. And I ran these meetings by myself with nobody on the call, but my imagination of 30 people. Next month, I had my 30 people. I did these every single day, and this is why I hit my numbers. People don't do this stuff. They think it's just going to come, but I do these weird actions where I create vacuums by acting as if things are happening. I already have my million subscribers on YouTube. That way, I don't have to go chase anything. Like this is why I work with Ollie in our back office. It's like, bro, like we already have it. There's nothing outside of us. Like it's already here, and it's gonna come so quickly, man. You're gonna see how quickly this shit happens. It's just boom. It just jumps on you. You go from like having one appointment a day to like you're having to hire too many people. Like it's just going too quickly. That's how this. It's fun. You tap into the flow of abundance, but you create vacuums. That was a little side note here. Who's done some weird stuff like that? Drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever done some weird stuff like that, like created some vacuums. But that's actually the key. Actually, this is a good action plan. Everybody get out your notebook and paper. Write down what's one action you can take that will create a vacuum with you in the universe, you and the law of attraction. What is one thing you can do, an idea, where you can create a vacuum between you and your C-type goal and the law of attraction?
I also want to put some sauce in there. One of those actions might be something that you remove, you don't do to create a vacuum. You might be removing a habit just as much as you're adding.
Yeah. As you guys are writing, as you guys know, I manifested my dream girl from Colombia, Vanessa. I'm in Dubai, and I decided I was not going to date these Dubai girls. I just wasn't going to do it. Don't need to tell you that experience. I just was not going to do it. And I was like, I want a specific girlfriend from Medellin, Colombia, with a Colombian accent. I want her to look like this, like this. I don't want her to have this. I want her to have this. And if you guys remember, like, I remember going on my Instagram and I was like, hey guys, so I've never done this before, but I'm going to use the law of attraction to manifest a girlfriend. 10 days later, she showed up and I had my girlfriend. 10 days. And I remember people asking me, holy shit, bro. Like, I'll do it right in front of their face. Well, why? I created a vacuum. Because I'll be honest, I was living my city boy life. I lived in Miami. I live in the city. I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that anymore. I'm in a relationship. So dating multiple girls is not how the shit works. I'm in a relationship. So I stopped going out. I stopped doing all that stuff that guys my age living how I'm living were doing in city life. I stopped all that stuff. And guess what? Because I created a vacuum acting as if I was in a relationship, she showed up. I cut out, for some of you, it's cutting out certain things more than adding on. Let me repeat that one more time. For 95% of you, it's cutting out certain things more than adding things on that will take you to the next level. Some of you are doing too many self-deprivating activities that are not moving you towards the direction. And as soon as you stop those, you quantum leap. It's not adding more, it's doing less. But let's continue.
I went out and drank every weekend for 5 years. Literally every weekend for 5 years. Wasn't an alcoholic, but I drank. And the month I cut it out, the next year I made the most money I've ever made in my life. Just cutting out. Not by the saving money, just because of how I was leveraging my time and who I was surrounding myself with. No more drinking buddies, more thinking buddies. So cutting one thing out changed the game.
Yep, let's do it. Science and psychology have isolated the one primary cause for success and failure in life. And what'd I do? I'm trying to highlight it so you guys can see it. So it is the hidden self-image or the inner image that you have of yourself. It controls your mind just as surely as your mind controls your heartbeat. To remake your hidden self-image, which you guys are learning right now with me, and then you're going to fix in your homework. To fix this, you will remake your entire life. Your success in any undertaking will never be greater than the image of yourself. Your self-image is your own concept of the sort of person that you are. That's why I'm saying I see myself as a rich and wealthy person. It is normal to me. It's so normal because I remember days when I was struggling. And it was last week I think we did like 35K cash. It was like a week ago, last week, something like this. And I remember I made 20K in a day, right, Ollie? There's that day where I made 20 grand in a day and I was driving home. And I remember times I didn't even make that in a year and I made that in a day. And I've done that multiple times. But it was this particular one where I had no emotions. Like I wasn't hyped. I didn't say, let's go celebrate. It was a normal day driving home. And I was just like driving home back home. Girlfriend was waiting for me, going to sleep, like a normal day. And I was like, dude, I remember times where I would have like celebrated. I thought I'd be like overly excited to make 20 grand in a day. And it was just a normal day driving by. Like I knew at that point I had fused with my wealth because I was not overly excited. The same thing that will excite you will also depress you. Let me repeat that one more time. I think that went over your guys' head. The same thing that will excite you will always depress you. They're both perspectives, opposite sides, law of polarity. You don't want to be overly excited for something. You want to be neutral. You want to be what's called enthusiastic. Because law of polarity, you don't want to get too hyped about the money. Don't get too hyped about the sales call. Don't get too hyped about the certain things. Once you match it, it's done. Like we already have our 1,000,000 subscribers. We already earned $1 million in a month. Like I'm not really tripping. I'm just chilling, having fun in the process. That's how you have to think. That is what I felt that day I made 20 grand in a day. I was just like, this is normal. Of course I make 20 grand every day. Technically I make 30 grand, 35,000 a day because I make $1 million a month. That is the key state you have to get into. Your self-image was very likely and unconsciously formed from past experiences, successes and failures, humiliations and triumphs. This image or opinion of yourself will determine how you interpret other people's reactions to you and significantly affect your successes. So let's talk about how your your self-image was formed. So let's talk about you today. Okay? Some of you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up, all the way down. Conscious mind, subconscious mind, body. But here's you as an infant. It's up until the age of 7 years old is until your conscious mind comes in. 7. So if you're feeding your kids wild stuff on TikTok under 7, that is a wild thing. TikTok is conditioning your child. Whatever is impressed upon that child's subconscious mind up until the age of 7, they will believe as real. So if you're feeding them weird stuff, there's some weird stuff out there. You are just like you're hindering the child. And that's for us. The radio, other people, teachers, news, TikTok, social media, that is flooding the child's paradigm because they don't have the ability to accept and reject like you do now. It takes up to 7 years to form that. So here you are at 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, still thinking money grows on trees. You have to work for your money, go to college. To this day, my grandma will still say, DeAndre, you're such a good salesperson. You talk so nice. You should go be a lawyer. Grandma, no, we're not doing this. Like my grandma still, no, we're not, no. I'm not trying to be no lawyer, no doctor, none of this stuff. We're not doing this, all right? Who knows what I'm talking about? Like we're not. Because that is how they were programmed. My grandma is 74, right? My grandparents think that college equals wealth. We earn millions of dollars with no college degree. We're high school, that's it. I study with Bob. That's about it. You don't need to go to school for that. But that's a paradigm. That's a self-image. Some of you think you have to go to school. That's a whole other subject. That's we don't do that. YouTube University and getting out in the field and working on your subconscious mind, you earn $1 million right there. Congratulations. I just saved you $50,000 a year. I'll take it. I'll drop the link to buy from me right now. All right, let's continue, guys.
We also take crypto.
Yeah, we'll take some crypto. Okay. No person, no circumstances on earth can prevent you from improving your self-image. So here's how you change it. Number 1, the amount of truth that you can honestly accept. Some of you cannot accept real improvement criticism. You can't accept the truth. You know, when I got rich, when I accepted I was broke, I lied to myself for so many years. You don't really lie to yourself. It was this weird thing where it's like, I had the desire to get rich and I would work, and I was thinking because I was working, I was going to get wealthy one day it's going to happen. I know it's not now, but one day it's going to happen. And then I was just like living on credit cards and day by day, maybe it's not this week, maybe it's next week. And I was just living in a cycle of brokenness. Then it's just one day I just had to say, I am broke. This is not working for me. And that's when Bob presented himself and everything changed for me. I had to accept it. I was like, he has what I wanted and I had to pay him. Clearly what I was doing was not working. Here's another side note before. I know some of you guys are thinking, DeAndre, I want to follow your path. I want to do what you're doing. Most of you will not do what I did though. Like you won't do these things. I hired Bob when I had no money. I had $200. I put it on my grandpa's credit card. I didn't have money. But if I didn't buy him, I would still live and I don't have money. So I had to find money. And in that situation, my grandpa's credit card, he was pissed. But guess what? Now I send them money. I just sent them the money yesterday. How much you guys want for Christmas? Oh, we're good. Okay, here's $4,000. Go get some Christmas presents for people. Like, now I send them money. Guess what? Because I accepted that I was broke and I could fix it. Number two, amount of positive change you could put into engineering your self-image. That's what you're going to be doing on today's worksheet. So let's go ahead and we talk about it. How results are created. Awareness in the conscious mind, alignment in the subconscious mind, that self-image, and action in the body. You emit that as attitude, and that's what changes your results. Let's continue here. Here's a common error. Actually, let's talk about this. I missed this. Attitude is your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's your frequency. If you want to know what your frequency is, it's your attitude. And what is your attitude? It's your thoughts, feelings, and actions. That is your frequency. Okay, nice little note for you. But anyways, let's move on to the next section here. The common error. This one is where 95% of you are struggling right now. So pay attention. Everybody pay attention. Get off of TikTok. Get off that other browser. Focus in. That other browser is not going to come and save you. Yeah, you got a couple more minutes here, and you guys have all day to go implement this, and you have all month to go and get rich. By New Year's, I'm telling y'all could be making a lot of money by New Year's. Drop a me in the chat if that's going to be you. If you're the one that's going to make it and make some shit happen, drop a me in the chat if you're the one that's going to start making stuff happen going into the new year. If not, by New Year's.
3 weeks left. You better be implementing this thing the entire year.
It's a way of life. All right, common error. Number one, people are trying desperately to change their end result. You guys right now are trying to change the end result, which is the amount of money in your bank account right now, the amount of sales, the amount of clients, the crypto trade, whatever it is. You're trying to change some outside end result. That's number one. Number two, the results in your life are determined by your actions. Okay, that's the cause. Number three, the actions are continually being motivated by the self-image. Remember that paradigm? You can know something but still not do it because your self-image precedes all other things. If you want to change the bank account, the sales, the cash flow, you don't change the money, you change the self-image. The moment you do that, money will start to flow to you so quickly and so abundantly you were wondering where it was when you were broke. I'm telling you right now, it comes very, very quickly as stated in Think and Go Rich. It is very true, and I've lived that multiple times. Not once, not twice, multiple times. I've broken this down to a science. That's why people pay me a lot of money. That's why I charge a lot. People are like, oh, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a law of attraction coach. They're like, oh, what do you charge for that? I was like, $8,000 per group, $20,000 a month. Holy shit, people pay for that? Yeah, look at how much money they're making. They'll go from $8K a month to $30K a month, 0 to $100,000 a month, $8K to $30K a month, $10K to $27K weeks. They're making a shitload of money. Of course I'm going to charge more. I'm going to go make them millions of dollars because I changed this. Self-image. You have to understand where your results are coming from. I don't know if you guys raise your hand if you're starting to understand. It's not the funnel. It's not the ad. It's not TikTok shop. It's not the business. It's not your brother. It's not the job. It's not your boss. It's not the government. It's not the man. It's not Trump. None of them are coming to save you. None of them are coming to save you. It's you and you alone in the mirror. Your self-image has the biggest control over what's going to happen going into this new year. So the common error is this. They identify with your current present results because it is in harmony with your present self-image. You do not have a winner's self-image. Right now, we're going to transition into how to actually build a winner's self-image. Well, the theory part, and then in your homework, you're going to build it for yourself. So here we go again, understanding this part. Your conscious mind, you have book knowledge. That's why just taking notes here is not going to change your life. I'm just bringing awareness so you can go fix the problem. It's like you're in mechanic school right now. It's like, okay, here's how you fix an alternator. One, step two, step three. But just being in the class is not going to fix the alternator in your car. You got to go to the car and fix it. That's what you're doing here. You're in class to learn how to go fix the problem. You fix it off of this call in day-to-day life. And the homework's going to help guide you. So, conscious mind is gathering information. It's your ability to repeat information. The subconscious mind is your paradigm. It's your programming. It's your genetic and environmental programming. Bodies, the actions and results that are controlled by that programming. And that's why you guys keep getting the same results. Even though you take on a bunch of YouTube videos, books, and knowledge. That doesn't control your results. It's the programming. You need to change the programming. That is how you do that. Take responsibility. So let's talk about how to create the winning self-image. Writing causes thinking. Thinking creates images, and images creates feeling states, and the feeling states create the actions, and the actions create the results. So let's talk about how to create that winning self-image. A highly successful person has a winning self-image rooted deeply into the subconscious mind. Okay, so here's what y'all gonna do. And here's why some of y'all be stuck. In that subconscious mind, people who are winning in life have a winning self-image. You start to understand. That's why certain celebrities, they always win at everything they touch. Ronaldo, Drake. There's these certain people that no matter what they touch, they win. They have a winning self-image. If Drake drops a song, it is going gold or platinum. That's just what it does. Messi, Ronaldo, these just certain people that they just win. But they have the same 24 hours as everybody else, the same jersey, the same legs, the same hair, the same everything. What was the difference? They have a winning self-image. If you can implement a winning self-image in your life, you will then have winning actions that will then have you having winning results. So here's where most people are stuck and why this will be the winners and the losers right here. I guarantee some people are already distracted. They're doing something else. This is going to be the difference maker. Just because you're going to use your conscious mind to formulate an image of your winning self-image here with the homework does not mean you are going to change it. Because still rooted in that subconscious mind is your old self-image. Your subconscious mind is still being controlled by your self-image despite how much information you take on and you writing your winner self-image, despite running your C-type goal. If you do not change the paradigm, if you do not change the self-image, this goal card, you can throw it in the trash. Nothing's going to happen for you. You can go just keep watching YouTube videos and try to manifest the lottery or something. Like, I don't know. Go down that path. Go do that stuff. That's they like you guys over there. You watch their videos and they keep making money off the ads if you're watching the videos coming back every day, right? That's what we're talking about. If you don't change the inner self-image out and replace it with the new image, then you will be in the same position. So here's your 5-point daily plan to plant in your winning self-image. Ali, this is what we will put in the homework section so they can review this, okay?
Easy.
Number 1, you're going to get out your life script. Let me see your life scripts. Remember, we had our homework was the goal card, and then you should have your life script. The front and back piece of paper you wrote down, which was the expansion of your C-type goal. If you didn't do that, you do that right after this call. Like, what are we doing here? Maybe you didn't have time. Maybe you're here for the first time. That's fine. Okay, but do it. Like if you're here today and you don't have it done tomorrow, just don't come tomorrow because I'm here as your older brother to get you results and you're just not doing the right things. Okay. So what you're going to do with that life script now and that C-type goal that's written on this little card. By the way, we have the new goal cards, Ali. We have the Mr. Law of Attraction goal cards branded now. So we're going to drop them.
We're going to drop them in the school community, but they look fire.
Actually, Ollie, do you want to send it to me? I can pull it up for the group here in a minute.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got
But
you. I
put it
got you.
not in WhatsApp, so I don't pull up my WhatsApp, but pull it up somewhere, and I'll pull it up maybe Google Drive or something.
I got you. 5 seconds.
Okay, so here's your step plan. Get out your life script. You're going to completely review how you've been living and decide what changes must be made to become the person you visualize yourself being in your new self image, then change them. All right, so now we're going to start getting into the homework section. I'm going to explain it, and your 5 step plan. Number one, relax. You have to do it in a meditative state. The conscious mind, remember that part that controls 5% of your results? It's the barrier to the subconscious mind. We're not going to cover it on this masterclass, but we cover it with our clients. There's a way to put this conscious mind to sleep while having your subconscious awake during certain meditations. If you really want to get this thing going faster, what I have learned to do, and this is how I first got to my first $100,000 months, I stumbled across certain meditations. I would do these 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, I want you to understand how I started this and how I found this. I was broke. I was in Medellin, Colombia. I have $1,000 in my bank account, and the way it was set up in the country, I couldn't leave my building. If I left my building, they were going to take me to jail. The police was like, "Hey, you're a foreigner. You can't be in our country. If you stay, like, you can't leave, or you're going to go to jail." So I was scared as shit. So I couldn't leave my house for 28 days. And I had no clients and I was broke. So what was I going to do all day? Like, I was studying the Bob Proctor's program for an hour. And then what the hell am I going to do? I make a YouTube video. That's another hour. I was bored. So I would take naps all day, literally. And I would take these special naps. I was like, I'm not just going to sleep. How can I like try to visualize? And I would listen to these certain audios, which I had no idea what they were at the time. And what would happen is my conscious mind would go to sleep. Like, I could tell that I was half asleep, but I was also awake consciously. And I would do this 2 to 3 times a day. And what I would do, I did this for 7 days. 7 days specifically. Actually, let me show you guys behind the scenes, okay? I don't think I've shared this on YouTube yet. I have with in the other school group, but okay. It's this couch right here. So look at the date, March 19th, 2020. Hold on, let me see. I can see myself. Okay. So see the date? Zoom in. Okay, March 20, and there's this little couch right here. So it was this little couch. I would sleep on 2 to 3 times a day. March 19, 2020. Here's what I would do on this couch. By the way, this is my lesson 4 of the Bob Proctor program, which I give to my clients. If you guys are interested, by the way, where did I learn all that stuff? Is the Bob Proctor program. I'll talk about that more tomorrow. Okay. But what I would do by lesson 4 of this program, I would visualize myself having a fully booked out calendar, which to me at the time meant, what do you call it? Google Calendar. You know, Google Calendar on the phone, how you have your meetings and stuff. So I was like, okay, I learned the subconscious mind. This is me applying what you just learned today. Okay, so for me, I'm in coaching. I'm a consultant with Bob at the time, right? 2020. So for me, having a calendar appointment meant that I had a potential client, which means that I would make money. So by lesson 4, I had to get emotionally involved. Emotionally involved. This is what I'm learning, right? Subconscious mind, plan, repetition, mission, motion, right? Everything I just taught you today, I started doing it immediately. What I would do, I would imagine myself having a fully booked out calendar 2 to 3 times a day on that couch. I would imagine myself scrolling all my appointments on Google Calendar. I remember getting emotions. I'm getting chills just thinking about it, just remembering these days. I would visualize myself like being like anxious. I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many appointments. I have appointments from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. When am I going to go to the bathroom? When am I going to even eat? I'm so many appointments. I did that for 7 days. 7 days. This is my calendar 7 days later. Exactly what I was visualizing. This was me scrolling now on my Google Calendar. And this is per day. This is 1 day. That's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. 7 days later of me visualizing that calendar, I was making 100 grand every 14 days. It came true. It literally
Yes,
came true.
sir.
Yeah, that's what happened. I literally
Party.
applied everything that every single thing became true. And that's what and remember, I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know I was doing hemi syncs. I didn't know pulling my mind out of the body. I didn't know breath work. I didn't know energy centers. I didn't know transmutation. I didn't know quantum space like I know now. All this stuff I teach in depth because obviously I can't teach that in 1 hour with you guys. Like I teach that over 3 months with my clients, right? Back to back to back, quantum leap, breath work, this. Like we lock it in. And that's why the testimonials, by the way, like maybe Ollie, you can drop the testimonial so you guys can build some faith and build some like excitement. Like people are really quantum jumping. Once I teach them this stuff, they just go off and it's really fun to see them. But anyways, that's number one. You have to relax. You have to get in a meditative state. On day 4, we're going to do some meditations. I'll teach you how to do this. Because that's when you put the conscious mind to sleep and you have the subconscious mind come up. Number 2, change. Number 3, watch. Number 4, listen. Number 5, communicate. So let's talk about it. Number 1, relax. Here's your action plan. Allocate 20 minutes 3 times per day, every day, morning, noon, and evening, and let yourself totally relax in a meditative state. You can use hemisyncs. You can do quantum jump meditation. I have my meditations. You can just, whatever you want. It depends on what you're trying to do. It's a case-by-case basis. You're going to clear your mind and you visualize yourself living your dream life using the meditation practices in the program. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some meditations on Saturday. Okay, this is for my clients. Like this actual program is for my clients, so I actually give them a lot more stuff, but like I don't have time here. Anyways, next one, number 2, change. Completely review how you've been living and decide what changes must be made to become the person you have visualized yourself being in your new image. Then change them. This is the magic part here. You have to figure out what to change. It's not going to come to you by just visualizing on a couch. I had to get out and work, implement, try, create vacuums, study, work, fail, try, risk, action. Like I had to do things, and that's why I produce consistent results with the law of attraction, with what I studied here. There's going to be a corresponding worksheet called the Winning Image Worksheet that you will do that was going to help you identify this. You will come back to tomorrow's call with the worksheet done. That's why this is a challenge. This is not a webinar. This is not a classroom session. This is a challenge, meaning you come back with the homework. Number 3, watch. Monitor your attentions and actions throughout the day and verify if they are in alignment with your winning image. If not, make adjustments as necessary. Make sure you're walking in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Every moment, day by day, it has to be a constant state of thought. A constant state of thought. It has to be a part of who you are. I'm not there to save you in Target, in the aisle, when you get obsessed with the negative feelings in your life. Which is a funny story. That was me. I was in Target one day before coming to Dubai. I was so hyped about coming here, so excited for weeks. And then I was in Target getting toothpaste, and then boom, it hit me. Holy shit, what if I did this? Oh my God. What? And I just started going crazy in Target. And I was like, it's okay. I did my breath work right there in Target at the toothpaste aisle, and I was back in the game. Like, that is more important than any information or YouTube video. You know, it's a funny thing. This guy messaged me. He's like, hey, bro, like, I pirated your course. I was like, all right, you can have it, bro. I give you this for free. Like, you notice, like, I don't gatekeep. Like, this is what I give to my clients. This stuff is easy. I give you all the information you need. What's hemisync? What's this? What's that? That is not the hard part. I give you that. I don't charge for information. What people are not doing, like somebody can come and screenshot this whole thing. That really will not affect my business at all. Like at all. I don't charge for information. What's needed is implementation. How do we get this to work in Yvette's business? How do we restructure her company? How do we apply this? How do we do this? How do we structure out her clients? Do her pricing, get her YouTube channel, witch in the field, get her to do this new video in her new feeling state. This specifically for Yvette. That is what we charge for, because now Yvette will quantum leap. That is why we run a 7-figure business. Information is free. So this is what we're talking about. Number 3, you have to monitor your attentions and actions throughout the day to verify if you're still in alignment with your winning self-image. I will not be there to save you. A course will not be there to save you, nor a book or a YouTube video. None of us will be there. It's only you and yourself with the information you have downloaded for the last hour and 40 minutes on this call. Number 4, listen. Listen to your winning self-image hemming sync 1 to 2 times per day. Repetition, repetition, repetition. It's the first law of learning. And finally, number 5, communicate. Make a list of 5 to 6 people that you respect and would like to socialize with. Then make a decision that you're going to socialize with them, and then make a plan to execute that. Okay? So let's talk about a summary right here. The process of developing a winner's self-image is simple, but it's not easy. It requires a firm self-discipline. Remembering the mark of a real winner is a person who can give themselves a commandment and then follow it. Don't force. It's really important. Really important. Do not force this. Calm. That's how you know if you're working. Well, when some of you, when you start doing your meditations, you might cry, you might get excited. That's fine. That wears off in 2 weeks. And some of you think it's not working anymore. What you want to transition into is a state of calmness. That is how you know it's working. Calm, ease, at ease, creation, calm. Don't be overly excited. Don't hurry. Don't rush. Calm. So imagine with the state of calmness. The more you work upon your new self-image and winner self-image, the sooner you will develop a diamond hard self-image. All right, so here's your action plans for today's homework. I'm going to copy and paste this to you. You will be emailed from our email. Ollie, what is it? Contact at
MrLawOfAttraction.com.
Okay, so that's going to come from our email. Okay. I will email it to you. We will also post it in the school group, and then we will also post it in the classroom section along with the recording. This recording will be up within 15 minutes of this, okay? So what does this look like? So let's talk about the 3 worksheets that you have, or 4 worksheets rather. It's a lot. Actually, we maybe give you a little bit less. Okay, let's look at this. So here's your winner's image worksheet, the same ones I give to my clients, okay? So you have this one. You're going to create your new winner self-image with your fantasy, okay? This is your self-image with money. This is how you identify with money and wealth. I did all of these, by the way, for myself. I made this program for myself. By the way, when I first made this, I made this for myself, and then some people wanted it, and I started charging them for it, and now it's turned into my 7-figure business. I made this for myself. So I would do these for myself. But now it's for you, for free, right here. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Okay, so now you're going to have your 7-figure identity right here. Then you're going to have what to change worksheet. This is really important. I separated this because y'all need to know what to change in your personal appearance, in your personal life, your social life. Here's a funny fact. Some of you will still not do this, and you wonder, and I don't know. Some of y'all, percentage of you will not do this and come on tomorrow's call, and it'll blow my mind. It will completely blow my mind. You guys will still not do this. You're like, I don't want to do that worksheet. I don't want to do I'm printing out a worksheet. Oh, typing it up. I don't feel like doing that. Oh, I want more information. Let me come on the next call. I want to download information. Holy shit, you are lost. No, this is the work. This is how you go and change, because now you're going to be placed in your new mind, a new version, and you're going to go act from here. Okay? That's what to change. And I think, okay, and then I don't think we're going to do this one here. That's just a lot. Yeah, this is a lot. So, okay, this is what we'll do, Ali. We're going to keep this one separate. This one's a fun one. The environment is but your looking glass. This is actually from our program. So this is a little.
Oh, it's lesson 5 or 6. I forgot which one.
Of the program. So we're gonna do these 3. You're gonna have your winner self-image, your money identity self-image, what to change, and then your 5 daily point progress. We're gonna go ahead and type that up and get that to you. Okay, that's will be for today. How did you guys like today's lesson? Let's go ahead and we'll take 3 questions. We'll have 3. Any announcements, Ollie?
No, pretty much. If you haven't done the homework from day 1, now's your chance. It's in the email sent by contact@MrLawOfAttraction.com, as well as posted in the school community, as well as in the classroom section of school. So if you're not in there, get in there ASAP. And then the same thing with today. I'm going to post all the homework, all the links. Guys, when we post these links, download these, share these. Oh, DeAndre, let's show him the Mr. Law of Attraction Go card.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Where do you have it?
what's I
Yeah, we have
WhatsApped it to you.
we have new goal cards for you guys.
So just go to your WhatsApp and just click the link, and then you can share your screen on that link
Yeah.
directly. Let's go.
Ollie, so what we got to do is we got to get this on a double back to back. It's got to be one sheet back to back.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. So we'll do. All right, we'll have the link for you guys. So this will be the back end. So I'll have same list of law of attraction, and it'll say this: Quantum Leap Challenge. My goal, your year. I'm so happy and grateful now that. And then this is the first time we're revealing our logo. So this is the logo we come out with. So it's Mister with the magnets. That's gonna be our logo
Let's
officially.
go. Get it tattooed on you so I know it's
Yeah.
real. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Not yet.
that's gonna be it. But anyways, we'll get this fixed and we'll get this dropped in the link. You'll have it here in about 30 minutes or so. Okay. Um, what did I want to say? Okay, we're gonna be back here for. By the way, don't leave yet. We're gonna get to some Q&A. We have 2 more days of the challenge. Tomorrow, we're gonna get into the devil's language and the terror barrier. Okay, and then for some of you, actually, I'm kind of curious. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're like, holy shit, like I want to work with you. How do I work with you for the next 3 months? How can you like help me coach my business? Like if that sounds, is that drop a 3 if that sounds like you. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. Not too much, but some of you will be like, "Hey, bro, I want to hop on a one-on-one call with you." Like Lucas is probably thinking, "Yo, like I want a consulting call. I want like look at my business. Where am I stuck?" Some of you want custom, like what's wrong in my paradigm, okay? And we'll apply it to your business. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow and Sunday. Oh, sorry, Saturday. Okay,
Saturday.
Saturday. So be here tomorrow. We're gonna have another jam-packed educational stuff, and then we'll talk more about if you guys wanted to join our coaching program and go to the next level. Okay. All right. Let's get into some questions here.
I got some. I've been watching who's been raising their hand. So Mr. Lucas with the blue light glasses. What's good?
Yo, what's up? Hope everyone is doing well. Uh, yeah, really good call. I was just asking, I want to ask, with the meditations, we're gonna get into that on Saturday, but since the language of the subconscious mind is emotions and emotions, feelings, why should we feel calm doing meditations? Shouldn't we involve a lot of emotions when being in like hemisync? Because when I did some hemisyncs before a couple of weeks ago, I felt really emotional. But now the owner said that you should feel calm doing them.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever got that question. Because calmness of mind is one of the beautiful virtues of life. So calmness of mind, what you'll notice when you, because here's a big thing my clients will say, it's like after 3 weeks, that excitement feeling falls off, and you guys think it's not working for you anymore. You're excited and emotional for the week, 2 weeks, but when it's 6 months in, you don't have that same emotion anymore. It's still working because what you then want to transition to is a state of calmness because it's already done, it's already coming. You believe in the laws, you've studied this, you know it's coming, and you know it's done. If you keep working, thinking, building, creating, it's already finished, and that's a state of calmness. So it transitions like through experience over
But
time.
but but should we feel the same emotions throughout the day? Like living, should I feel like I'm excited when I'm driving around? Should I feel like, oh, I'm driving in a Rolls Royce? Should I feel that?
Yeah, what you want to feel is enthusiastic. Just like
Okay.
yeah, just like moving in the right direction. Everything's working on your favor. Like for example, my this right here is I'm enthusiastic. You see how like the energy I have when I teach, like this is just a natural, genuine like enthusiastic energy. I'm not overly excited because you guys could feel if I was overly excited. You're like, oh, this guy doesn't seem that genuine. He just feels like he's too hypey, too motivational. Like I'll be too high on the scale. Does it make sense? Like I'm more like enthusiastic, which is more of a genuine feeling. Does it make sense? And you'll
Yeah.
notice that when you start sitting on a goal for more than like 2 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. And then, with the invites, I invited 3 people. How do you track?
Yeah, that's a
Just
good question. What are we doing with that, Ollie?
so just keep it keep track of the names and the emails. And on the last day, we'll let you into the Q&A. It's gonna be a
So,
full
so
day
I,
of
I,
Q&A.
I should keep track myself.
Yeah, I mean, if you invited them, they're probably your friends. So just
Yeah.
keep their first and last name and their email. And then on last day, it's gonna be full Q&A day. So It's gonna be fun.
Well, not the
Yeah.
full day, not 8 hours, but we'll be there. Like that day of
24,
the
not
session.
8, 24, DeAndre, 24 hours of questions. No, I'm
24
just
hours
kidding.
of Q&A.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No.
But no, what he's
Okay.
saying, guys, for those of you that are new, actually, we're curious. Drop a 3 in the chat if you came from an Instagram ad. Like, this is the first time you're kind of watching me. Like, you're not from the YouTube channel. Most of you watch me on YouTube. The 20,000 subscribers, that's where everything happens, not my Instagram. But if you came from an Instagram ad, we're actually kind of curious. Drop a 3 in the chat because you probably have no idea who I am, and we're just kind of curious to keep running those. 3 in the chat. Okay. But anyways, if you're new for this first time, what he's talking about, if you invite 3 people, we're gonna have a private Q&A with you guys on Sunday. It'll just be whoever invited those 3 people, which is based on numbers. Just based on numbers, will probably be 20 or 30 of you.
Okay. Awesome. So next question, I saw Stanley's hand go up.
Yeah, I got invited by Zeke to the call. I wanted to ask, just when you're taking that action, like inspired action, do you feel, I'm not say like, do you feel just enthused like during the action, or do you still feel that calmness or
I feel scared as
poised?
shit. You're gonna learn about that tomorrow. It's called the terror barrier. Oh hell no! I'll be ready to throw up. Yeah, that's why you know you're on the right track. It's like you're making the phone call. Let me show you this picture. So I told you
DeAndre
guys.
documented everything.
Yeah, man. So I talked about when I first quantum leap because you guys don't care about like how I do it now. Like it's not relevant. What you guys care about is like how I first started when I was like for many of you guys that are at, like under that first $100,000 month. So anyways, I was in Los Angeles and let me get this video here. Okay. So I got the video pulled up. So I wanted to hit $100,000 a month. I just started Bob Proctor. I have no clients. I'm in debt, right? And I get this intuition that I need to work with this guy named Jason Stone, Millionaire Mentor, which we had a decent relationship with. I didn't know him too deeply. But if I called him, he would know who I am, but like I'm just a random guy and he's this millionaire, massive influencer. My intuition told me while I was driving to LA, call him and ask to work with his network marketing team, which was I Am Academy at the time. And I was scared as shit. I'm like, who am I? I'm broke. This guy's a millionaire. This guy has an influencer. He's not going to know who I am. Like, why would he want to work with me? What am I going to say to this guy? I was about to throw up. I put it off for 24 hours. Then my friend hyped me up. He's like, you know Jason Stone? Call him, call him, call him. I'm like, no, bro. No. And I was so nervous to call this guy. And I was like, because my self-image was so low. So I want to show you guys this video. I didn't know he was recording me. He sent this to me later on. I want to show you guys how visibly like uncomfortable I was to call this guy. Like I'm like covering my face. I'm like, what am I gonna say to him? I'm like rocking back and forth. I'm like, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm like,
I could see you sweating from here, bro.
yeah, I was so uncomfortable. And I told you guys the story. I ended up calling him, hey, what's up, Jason? This is DeAndre. I don't know if you remember me. I started working with Bob Proctor, and I was wondering if I can train your team for free. And he said, Bob Proctor, I just saw him speak last week. I love Bob Proctor. Of course, come train my team. I would love that. How the hell did I know he had seen Bob Proctor that week and he was prepared? He didn't buy because of me, but through God has bigger visions than what you can ever see for yourself. God had placed Bob Proctor in his life prior to me, and he didn't buy because of me. It's because of the whole situation all came together, and I was just a vehicle in the vessel for it to come to and through me. I got in, and through that network, I was making $100,000 a month a few weeks later. But to answer your question, when you're doing this right, you're doing more of that stuff. That feeling, if I was to say this, remember, I have worked with 500 high-ticket clients. More than 500 people have paid me $8,000 or more to teach them this information. Here's the common denominator. The ability for you to go through more scared moments like that to go to the next level will dictate how much cash flow you will earn. If you're not doing that uncomfortable stuff, it's not going to come. It's going to be these uncomfortable things that are going to quantum leap you. That's why it's called a quantum leap. Booking a flight to Dubai was a quantum leap for me. I don't know anybody here. I was like, let me come to Dubai, but this environment causes me to grow more than living in Medellin, Colombia. Buying a Bob Proctor's coaching consulting thing on a credit card that was not mine and spacing it over $3,000 a month when I was making 1,000 was a massive risk. Going to Colombia with no money was a massive risk. Staying in Colombia with during pandemic was a massive risk. All these massive risks that I have taken is why I earn what I earn. It doesn't come because I meditate, which is a massive misconception from the YouTube channel. People ask me, DeAndre, what's the meditation? It doesn't freaking matter. I don't. Sometimes you don't have to use a meditation. Meditation is the vehicle to get you to the answer so you can go take a massive action and get uncomfortable and quantum leap. It's the vehicle. It's not, you don't make money from the meditation. That's the vehicle. I earn what I earn because I do more of that shit right there. I get uncomfortable. I do things I don't like that make me very scared or I want to throw up. But I do it anyways, and that's what I get to the other side. But I wanted that's how you know you're on the right track. Next question.
Thank you, DeAndre.
Yeah, you got it? Next question.
Yeah.
All righty. I see John. John was next.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. One
Of
second,
course.
sweetie. 1 second, sweetie. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I did the homework yesterday. I just got the impression that there was some expanded life scripting to be done that because the life script in the homework yesterday, was that it, or was there some more beyond that?
That's it. Just the life
Okay,
script
and then there was a
and the goal
yeah,
card.
yeah. And then there was a team aspect in that life script too, which I guess didn't really apply, right?
Yeah, it doesn't apply. So our program, the Bob Proctor program, was made for people that run businesses. So if you have a team, you apply it to your team. So if you don't have a company, for example, we have what with our company, we have a common vision. Everybody knows what we're going towards. So you have your personal one and you have a team one. So if you don't run it for a team, then or organization, then you just do it for yourself as a solopreneur.
Hey, if you're learning this information with your family or loved ones, you could do a family one. That works. Everyone's on the same page. So replace the team
Yeah,
with family. That works.
Yeah,
great
I'm
idea.
actually
Yeah, thanks, brother.
you got it. I'm actually kind of curious. Drop a solo in the chat if you're a solopreneur. Solopreneur means you work for yourself. You probably have a
One
couple
man band.
one man band. You might be you might have a VA or something, but you don't have full time employees. You kind of remote worker. You kind of doing your own thing. Drop a solo if you're a solopreneur. Yeah, we tapped in. That's our dream client, solopreneurs.
Ooh.
Our dream clients are 6-figure solopreneurs. Here's another fact, guys. I'm gonna give you the sauce behind the back of our company. Our best clients, if you're thinking about working with us later on, we discussed later on in the week. Our best clients are people already having a little bit of success, like people already making 6 to 30,000 a month. Those are our best clients. You know why? You're already doing exactly what I'm teaching you right now. You've already used a goal card, determination, intuition, imagination. You're already doing this. Have you noticed this? Like you're doing a lot of this. You're just learning the system behind it now. So now we're gonna go take it to the next level, and we'll take you from 8K to 50K, from 8K to 30K. Like you'll just quantum leap to the next level. Those are our best clients. The best people, and by the way, if you ever want to know, the best people that use the law of attraction are people already having success. It makes sense. If you're struggling right now, like dead broke right now, you're not doing certain things. It's not what you do. You're not doing things in a certain way. For some of you, it could be information. I think up to a degree, it is a little bit of information. Where's information and implementation? What's the difference? I think once you get up to like 6 to 8,000 a month, once you're making between 6 to 8,000 a month, you switch from less about information and more about implementation. If you're broke, like under $6,000 a month, and you're like, wait, $6,000 a month's broke? Yes. Like, yes, if you're under $6,000 a month or less than that, then you are probably lacking a little bit of information. Okay. And then once you swap over to that 6K mark, you're lacking more of implementing this material. Once you implement it, boom, you will go probably learn more than you ever thought about. Most people, most of my clients out of the 500 had their highest income months with me. That's what we teach here. Next question.
All right, last 2 questions, guys. We're gonna do Leonard. Go ahead, Leonard. Where is he at? Unmute. There we go.
What's going on, guys?
What's
I had a
up,
quick
buddy?
question real quick, because I know that Ali, you said it real quick, and then DeAndre kind of backdoored it a little bit. But I noticed that whenever you were talking about whenever you were like your fitness stuff, that you would talk to yourself and tell yourself that you were fit. I noticed that you guys don't really talk about like mirror work, like you would look at yourself and like talk to yourself in the mirror. Do you guys have any experience with that? Have you guys done that? And I guess what's your thought on that? The reason why I'm asking is because I've had a lot of success personally with other different areas of my life where I actually did do a lot of mirror work, where I'm like, man, this is working out, and it was real quick versus some of the other things. But one thing I did notice when I did have success with it, it wasn't sustainable. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm here.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have personally never done that. Like I said, I teach you guys what I've done and what works consistently for me. So for example, that's why I don't really teach writing your goal down every day. I do now, but I didn't for a long time. I did for a little bit my first couple months. I stopped it. I didn't do it for 4 years. I just recently started doing it again, but I won't reintroduce it as a teaching point just to fill up space unless it works. Like I only teach you what works for me consistently. So me just knowing that it's done through repetition and emotion, what works for me, my only action plan is the meditation, where I'll just put my conscious mind to sleep, bring my conscious mind up, like I do it once or twice a day. I'll play my quantum jump meditation or whatever I feel like doing, and I just start to visualize that state. Then I get up and I act like that person and start taking quantum actions. What's the one action such that by taking it will quantum lead me to the next level? How can I do one thing and it's worth 10 moves, 100 moves? That's how I start to think. Like, like for example, the YouTube video. Right now, how can I make one YouTube video that will go be more views than my last 100 videos? What would that video look like? Well, it has to get millions of views. Well, what would a millions of views in the law of attraction? Like not a lot of people know about it. Well, what if we did a documentary and we showed people how Kobe Bryant used the law of attraction to get where he's at, and we like intertwined documentary start and finish clips of Kobe talking, and it was this documentary. Could that get millions of views? Probably. So that's what we do now. So we have our whole production team now working on videos like that. I have no idea if it's going to work, but now that's me trying different things. We have Donald Trump, Kobe, Oprah, Drake, all these guys now. We're going to try these chat videos. They may or may not work, but I don't know. That's the fun part. But see, I go do these quantum moves. You see how a video like that, the Kobe example, by the way, Ollie, we should probably do that one. How a video like that can go get millions of views, which will out trump what my last 115 videos got. So that's more of what I do. And what you'll notice when I work with my clients, if we work together, it's like less of like this philosophical shit. What I like to do is I like results. I like results. A lot of people in this niche don't like results. What they like is they like personal development junkies. They like going to seminars, reading books to say they read books. I'm like the type of guy, how can I put the minimum, like least resistance? What's the one thing that I can do that will go give me the most amount of cash in my bank account? Like that's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and do it. Like I don't do cold plunges and the burpees at 4 a.m. and six post 3 times. I don't do none of that shit. Like what's one thing I can do that can go get like all the guys that are freaking jumping in cold plunges? No offense to you guys, but like you know what I'm saying. So that's what we're gonna do, bros. Is we'll notice that is not these crazy ass routines that we need to do. By the way, that's a huge misconception. There's no morning routine that's gonna save you. That's just personal preference of you just psyching yourself up. It's more of that latter half that I'm talking about. The meditations where you visualize, and number two, acting like that person by doing quantum moves. If you can do quantum action moves, that has way more success than any other strategies combined. Because you can't outperform it. How can you outperform a guy that's visualizing himself as a certain state, then wakes up and does the actual quantum action? Like you can't outperform him. Where everybody is doing some freaking morning routine. Everybody's still like on the cold plunge or the burpee section while he's already done some quantum action move. You can't outperform him. And that's where we're at right now. We're just perfecting that. And we're going to be here for many years to come. And we're just perfecting that across our clients. So we're just untouchable as we grow Mr. Law of Attraction brand, you know? But that's
Gotcha.
how I summarize it. So to answer your question, no, I don't do the mirror stuff. What we're doing is this systemized way to scale you to your highest income months consistently. And if it's not
Gotcha. Appreciate you.
consistent, if it's not consistent, it could have been the delay time. Maybe I'll train on this tomorrow because there's multiple times this is coming up. It could be the delay time, which I talked about really briefly. There's a delay time between when your emotional states get emitted and when it manifests. It's just a delay. It's all law of perpetual transmutation. It takes a little bit of time. And by the time it shows up, you've already got demotivated. But then it shows up manually, like in your hand. You get excited again, and then it drops off, and it just continues the cycle, like over and over and over again. It can be
Yeah, because
that.
I would get results. Yeah, I would get results, and then like maybe like 4 or 5 months later, what I noticed is like I guess my state got kicked out, and I would look at basically like the real world, and that would kind of kick me back out versus being like, hey, I've actually accomplished this, I have this, and then I would get the results, and then it would just kind of slip out of my hands, and I would just like try to figure out how I could sustain it, and then that would even drop me down deeper, and I couldn't even get back to where I was at. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
You're going to learn that tomorrow. It's called the devil's language. You let the outside world use your imagination and control you, and it drops your frequency down. Anytime you outperform your self-image, it always regulates you back. If you ever feel like you're doing too good, you start to question and doubt, and you self-regulate yourself back. I used to do that a lot. I would always. It's so funny. For years, I was always broke around October, December. I would like, here, dude, this is my cycle for 3 years. I left that cycle a long time ago. What would happen is, okay, let's say it's I'm broke, okay? I go and I start some random business, agency, consulting, whatever the hell I was doing at the time, Ty Lopez shit, whatever. I would go start. Yeah, last question, guys. We go and I would try this thing and I go make $10,000 in a weekend, and I would save up some money, go to Colombia, go to Miami, and I say I'll figure it out. Then I start doing some stuff and start making like 3K a month, 4K a month, enough to live. And then I would do that for 6 months, and by October I was broke again. Had to move back home. I had to move back home 3 times. Every October I was broke again. Then I was like, oh, F this shit. Then January would come by, I would launch another business and get out, and then boom. And I literally did that for 3 years until I met Bob, and I never did that again. So it was just this cycle. But you'll learn a little bit more about that tomorrow, and then obviously on the Q&A, and or if you work with us, we'll actually dive in to fix that forever. Okay. All right,
Gotcha.
Ali,
Appreciate it.
it's on you.
Okay, guys, last question. I see a couple hands raised, but I'm gonna pick the one that's been raising his hands for a minute, and we can continue tomorrow. So remember, we're continuing tomorrow, same time. You don't have to re-register the link. Do the homework from day 1 and 2. We're gonna go with Milan for the last question. What's up, Milan?
Up?
What's good?
I'm coming from Serbia, if you heard about that
Of
country.
course, Serbians are awesome at basketball, so I know.
Yeah. So thank you guys for you taking your time out so we
Of
can
course.
learn and all of that. Yeah. I got a couple of questions. So like, what would you do?
Just hit the one most important one.
Yeah, I understand that part where you say like about quantum jumps and all of that. I understand that. So like you just like create your own self-image and you change yourself in you acting like that. If you understand, my English is not good. So what would you do if you don't have any business or that? So what would you do? Let's say if you're 18 years old again right
What
now, because I'm 18 and I'm figuring out what to do, like
what would I
some
do if I
business.
was 18? Is that your
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
Okay. What would I do if
You
I
know,
was 18?
he mentioned he may not have a business right now. So what would you recommend if he doesn't have a business yet?
Is your
Yeah,
question
or something like that. I would combine that, what are you saying, and I would listen to affirmations, like subliminal affirmations, so I can change my subconscious mind, you know?
okay?
I don't know if that's a good move or anything, so
Okay, perfect. So I'll answer this question. I got asked this question. So there's two things that I would do if I was 18. Like I try to coach my brother. My brother doesn't listen to me. Two things that I would do. Number one is I would go heavy into personal development. Okay, I would try to hire a coach. Everybody wants my results. I didn't do this by myself, guys. I don't know if you realize this. I didn't quantum jump DeAndre. I hired a coach. I hired Bob Proctor. He has since passed away. That legacy has now been passed on to my brand. So I hired a guy like me. I hired a guy like Bob to come and get me results. Okay. And I jumped all the way in. I invested even when I didn't have the money. So I would get a coach to help you get your mind right, because mind precedes all things. There's kids your age earning millions of dollars, and I've seen them, and they have their mind right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, I would get a mentor and work for him. I wouldn't really try to start my own business, dude. I failed at every business I started. The only business that worked for me is when I worked with Bob and I had some structure. So I would find somebody that has some success and learn with him. Like, first of all, you don't need to go to college. I'm not saying go to college or not. You make your own choices. Personally, if you're my younger brother, I would say F college, dude. Get on YouTube, get
Yeah,
a
same.
try to start your own business, but really I would try to like be a student, man. The best leaders were the best students. Like, I was
I
a
mean,
student of Bob,
I'm
so like
sorry.
I would be student, huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm like good, really, really, really good at like music, that rap and all of that. So like one thing that's like separating me from my success, I think, in music and all of that, because I have already connections. I know people here in Balkans, and that only thing is because we need to make like shoot really good videos, like how do you call it, like
Music videos.
yeah, music videos. I need money for cameras, for everything, you know. So I think just because I don't want to say I don't have money, it's a lot, it's a bad affirmation, but I need the money so I can like tune into that 100%, you know.
Bro, use your resources, bro. You got an iPhone, you got CapCut, you got Windows Movie Maker, you got the internet. Just use your resources.
Dude,
If you
yeah,
see all the latest,
that's a limiting belief. That's exactly what I talk about implementation, guys. This is a perfect example of taking what we just learned today and implementing it. So he listened to me, but he didn't hear me. Do you guys see this? Drop a 3 in the chat. Nothing against you, Milan. This is you. Congratulations for stepping up and asking a question. This is
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
of what I'm
Okay.
talking about, of people hearing me for hours but not listening to me. He thinks he needs some outside camera or money when that's not true at all. It's his mindset literally preventing him
Got it.
from some of the biggest rap videos in America were made with Chief Keef. Who knows who Chief Keef is? He literally had an iPhone and his homies in the house. The most popular videos in all of like were like him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you don't need that stuff. It's a frequency. You don't even need a music video. It's quality music. The music video is like icing on the cake. If you make quality music because it's on frequency, people will enjoy it. And the music video is aftermath.
it's the intention you put in. Imagine doing a music video and you put shot on iPhone. People are going to be like, oh my God, this is the greatest music video ever. So it's the intention you put in. So use your resources
Yeah.
wisely.
Yeah.
I mean, at least this is a good example, so I can see where my mind is. I can see what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are right.
That's for everybody.
You're right.
Get everybody on this call right now. That is, by the way, that's what I charge for. That stuff right there. I can teach for 6 hours and you guys will still not know how to do these little things. Once we do these little things, you go implement it and boom, your business will take off. And then I have the check waiting for you guys after that. But that's the key right there. All of you are missing that part right there. If you can do that, we can go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, we have the Devil's Language. More homework. Make sure you get your homework done. We have the Devil's Language and the Terror Barrier coming up tomorrow. So don't miss it. This is one of the biggest lessons. If you guys are stuck because of outside frequency is slowing you down,
Do not miss tomorrow.
that's going to be tomorrow's lesson. So do not miss tomorrow's lesson. That's the one thing that will stop you from all the levels. Get the homework done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Recording will be up in about 15 minutes. See you guys soon. Invite more people.
Bless.
See you.